So I got tasked with making a guitar strap for my bro Regan Cruz, who I've made two guitar straps for in the past, but this time we're gonna do something a little bit different. If you don't know Regan, he plays for a guy named Ben Fuller right now, and they're going on tour here in a couple of weeks. He's also played for people like Corey Asbury and Zach Williams. He's a phenomenal guitar player. He's become a really good friend through the process of making guitar straps for him, and I'm definitely happy to be making him another one. We decided to do something a little bit different for this one. He gave me a old guitar strap that he's used on the road for a few years, and this is 2 inches wide, but you know, just something kind of generic that you would get at Guitar Center or whatever. So we wanted to keep it that width, and I use this as a reference for the length that I needed to use for the new strap. But we're going to be using this new leather here that I just got at the Prescott Leather Show, and I got this from Schwartz Custom Boots. They sell this really nice steer leather. I got this in black, and I also got another one in tan. So it's almost like a nice like chap leather or chap leather. But we're going to be using this, and we're also going to be using this python that I have from my buddy Jerry Van Amberg. This is Burmese python. I've used this on a couple of guitar straps and projects in the past. Really nice stuff, also super durable. So first thing I'm going to do is take this old guitar strap, and I'm going to measure it to the length that he had it. So usually just like measuring an old belt, I'm going to go from the front buttonhole here to the most used hole back here, which is the second one on this little thin strap, and I'm going to use that as a reference on how long to make the new one. So we're right at 49.5 inches, and I'm just going to write that down as a reference. So this is always super important to do when you're making custom stuff for people. Anytime you're making a new belt, easiest way is to take the old belt, right? Same thing with firefighter gear. I have them either take the radio strap that they're using already, or take somebody else's radio strap and use it as a reference and measure it to what's comfortable for them. So we got this at 49.5 inches here. That's my reference. And now I'm going to work on getting an outline of this 2-inch strap here and put my own twist on it. Okay, so I ended up making this template for the front of the guitar, just a little kind of Western design. And I traced it out of tracing paper, put it on some poster board, and I'm going to keep this and store it so I can use it on future projects. So I started out the front of my guitar strap here, and then I got the overall length that I wanted. So I've got that marked down here for the main body, and so now all I'm going to do is just line up these lines here, and we're going to go straight across. Okay. And same thing down here. So this guitar strap is going to be 2.5 inches wide. I want to make sure that the bottom here, I'm actually 2.5 inches wide as well. And then I'll kind of taper off the end of this and make it nice and round. Right now it's square, just so I can get my measurements down. Okay, cool. So now all I'm going to do is just round this edge off here, and this is going to be the main body of the guitar strap, followed by an 1.5 inch strap with a buckle on the back end of it. So I have the main body of the guitar strap cut out, and this is the front of it right here with this little design that I used at that template that I made, and then I rounded off the back edge of that. A couple of markers here with my oblong punch, and that's where I'm going to run an 1.5" strap with a belt buckle. And then I made a couple of just these English punches that I have from Tanny that I use for most of my firefighter stuff. I use that to mark the beginning and end of where I'm going to start my inlay. And then with my wing dividers, probably hard to see on camera, but I have a real thin line, so I'm just going to cut along this edge. It's going to be an 1.5" wide in the center of the strap, and then I'm going to start doing my python inlay. Okay, so this is what the main body of the guitar strap is going to look like here. Just a big 1.5" hole in the center all the way down. And then I'm going to hold on to this piece right here for my inlay. So once I lay that python down, this is going to be the plug that goes underneath the python. And then I'm going to glue my liner on the back side and seal it all in, and that should give it a nice puffy look. Okay, so this is the finished project. Of course, this video is just snippets of the entire thing because I have maybe, I don't know, 8 hours or so of work into this guitar strap. So, you know, you guys are just getting bits and pieces of it and seeing some of the build process, which I hope you really enjoyed. But take a look at this. I added the hardware and kind of finished up some of the fine details. But this Burmese Python inlay, I skived around the edges here. Of course, put the plug in on the back side, sandwiched it in with this steer leather, of course, from Schwartz Custom Boots. Really happy with the leather. I mean, it looks like something almost you would see at like a store, like a fine leather goods store. You know, I got the conchos and the hardware from Tandy actually, and I'm super happy. This is a Diablo buckle set, and then I got a concho here on the back side and a concho here on the front. So this is a new design for the front of the guitar strap. I think from here I'll probably just modify it and, you know, find something that works a little bit better. But overall, super happy. It's the back side of it there, and it's fit exactly to the measurements of his old guitar strap that he gave me. So I'll be shipping this off to Nashville come today, and you'll see it on the road soon with Ben Fuller. So thanks for watching the video. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.
You keep on running.